Licensure Examination for Teachers. Subject: the teaching profession and social dimensions of education, general education, for both elementary and secondary. Topic: legal basis of education in the Philippines. Question number 1. Which article of the 1987 Philippine Constitution explicitly mandates that the state shall protect and promote the right of all citizens to quality education at all levels and shall take appropriate steps to make such education accessible to all? A. Article 2, Declaration of Principles and State Policies. B. Article 4, Citizenship. C. Article 14, Education, Science and Technology, Arts, Culture, and Sports. D. Article 16, General Provisions. Correct answer: C. Article 14, Education, Science and Technology, Arts, Culture, and Sports. Why C is correct? Article 14 is the dedicated, comprehensive section of the Constitution that lays out the state's fundamental policies and mandates regarding education, including the core right to quality education accessible to all. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Article 2 contains general principles, but the specific, detailed mandate for education is in Article 14. B. Article 4 defines who are Filipino citizens. D. Article 16 deals with miscellaneous provisions like the flag, national language, and mass media. Edge knowledge. Think subject headings. The Constitution is structured by subject. When the question asks for the specific mandate on education, look for the article with the word education in the title. It's Article 14. Question number 2. What specific law established the licensure examination for teachers, LET, and professionalized teaching by requiring all public and private school teachers to be holders of a license? A. Republic Act No. 7836. B. Republic Act No. 4670. C. Batas Pambansa Bilang 232. D. Presidential Decree No. 1006. Correct answer: A. Republic Act No. 7836. Why A is correct? Republic Act No. 7836, the Philippine Professionalization Act of 1994, is the landmark law that created the Board for Professional Teachers under the PRC and mandated the LET, making the possession of a license the key requirement for practicing the teaching profession. Why the wrong answers are wrong? B. RA 4670, Magna Carta, focuses on the rights, benefits, and working conditions of public school teachers, not the licensing process. C. BP 232, Education Act of 1982, a comprehensive law governing the entire educational system, but predates and is superseded in function by RA 7836 for professionalization. DPD 1006, the initial decree that recognized teaching as a profession and required a professional teaching certificate, but it was superseded by RA 7836, which established the current LET system. Edge knowledge. Think LET in 1994. RA 7836 is the most current and specific law governing your licensure, which is the prerequisite for professional status. Question number 3. The Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, RA 4670, guarantees a minimum of how many months of annual salary for study leave, provided the teacher has at least 7 years of service? A. 3 months. B. 6 months. C. 9 months. D. 12 months. Correct answer: D. 12 months. Why D is correct? Section 24 of RA 4670, Study Leave, guarantees that a teacher is entitled to a study leave for a period of 1 year with pay, equivalent to 12 months' salary, after at least 7 years of continuous service, provided they are not preparing a thesis, dissertation. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A, B, and C. These represent shorter, incorrect durations. The 1 year with pay provision is the key protection granted by the Magna Carta. Edge knowledge. The Magna Carta is designed to be generous with teacher benefits. When a benefit question comes up, look for the most substantial and accurate protection. Study leave is a full 12 months with pay. Question number 4. Which key constitutional provision mandates that the state shall establish, maintain, and support a complete, adequate, and integrated system of education relevant to the needs of the people and society? A. Article 2, Section 17. B. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 1. C. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 2. D. Article 14, Section 4. Correct answer. B. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 1. Why B is correct? This is the most crucial and foundational paragraph of the education article, setting the broad, overall goal for the entire educational structure: completeness, adequacy, integration, and relevance. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. Article 2, Section 17. The general mandate that the state should prioritize education, but it is not the full, specific text. C. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 2, mandates compulsory elementary education. D. Article 14, Section 4, deals with funding and nonprofit educational institutions. Edge knowledge. Think master plan. This specific text is the Constitution's mission statement for education. It is the most encompassing and frequently quoted part of the article, setting the standard for the entire system. Question number 5. Teacher C, a public school teacher, is currently facing a disciplinary investigation based on a formal written complaint filed against her by a parent. What is the minimum time period guaranteed by RA 4670, Magna Carta, for Teacher C to answer the charges against her? A. Not less than 3 days. B. Not less than 5 days. C. Not less than 10 days. D. Not less than 15 days. Correct answer. B. Not less than 5 days. Why B is correct? Section 8 of RA 4670, Filing of Charges, states that no charges against a teacher shall be entertained unless the same shall have been made in writing and subscribed and sworn to by the complainant, and not less than 5 days after serving the teacher concerned with a copy of such charges. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A, C, and D. These are incorrect time periods. The 5-day period is the explicit guarantee for the teacher to exercise their right to due process, preparation of defense. Edge knowledge. When dealing with a legal right, like due process, the number is precise. Remember the Magna Carta's guarantee: 5 days minimum to prepare a defense against charges. Question number 6. Which section of the 1987 Philippine Constitution makes elementary education compulsory for all children? A. Article 14, Section 1. B. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 2. C. Article 14, Section 3, Paragraph 1. D. Article 14, Section 4, Paragraph 3. Correct answer. B. Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 2. Why B is correct? Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 2 specifically states, establish and maintain a system of free public education in the elementary and high school levels. Without limiting the natural right of parents to rear their children, elementary education is compulsory for all children of school age. Why the wrong answers are wrong. A. The general statement on the right to quality education. C. Deals with academic freedom and educational goals. D. Deals with tax exemptions for nonprofit schools. Edge knowledge. Think mandate. The word compulsory points to a legal requirement. This is the Constitution's mandate for basic education. Note that only elementary level is compulsory for all, while public high school is free. Question number 7. The provision in the 1987 Constitution that guarantees the right of all institutions of higher learning to determine who can teach, what can be taught, and how it shall be taught is known as the principle of A. Academic freedom. B. Intellectual property. C. Autonomy of the school. D. Educational self-governance. Correct answer. A. Academic freedom. Why A is correct? Academic freedom is the core constitutional principle, Article 14, Section 5, Paragraph 2, that gives universities and colleges the autonomy to manage their educational affairs, encompassing the freedom of the institution and the faculty, teachers and researchers, to pursue knowledge without undue political or institutional interference. Why the wrong answers are wrong. B. Concerns legal protection for creative works. C. And D. These are related concepts but are not the specific, recognized constitutional principle that governs teaching, curriculum, and research in higher education. Edge knowledge. The three questions, who, what, and how, are the defining elements of academic freedom. This is a powerful, legally recognized right, primarily exercised by faculty in higher education. Question number 8. According to the Magna Carta for Public School Teachers, RA 4670, a public school teacher's consent is not required for a transfer or reassignment if the move is made: A. Within the same school building. B. For a period not exceeding 6 months. C. For disciplinary reasons. D. For the exigencies of the service, needs of the school system. Correct answer. C. For disciplinary reasons. Why C is correct? Section 6 of RA 4670, Consent for Transfer, strictly requires the teacher's consent for transfers unless it is due to an exigency of the service, needs of the system, and the transfer does not cause a decrease in salary, or unless it is a disciplinary action. A transfer for disciplinary reasons is one of the exceptions where consent is legally waived. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Within the same school building is not a transfer. B. A transfer must not exceed 6 months without the teacher's consent, unless it is for the exigency of the service, but the disciplinary exception is more direct. D. If it is for the exigency of the service, it must not involve a reduction in salary and must be deemed reasonable. If it causes a reduction or is unreasonable, consent is required. A disciplinary transfer requires no consent regardless of salary. Edge knowledge. The Magna Carta is the teacher's shield. The law limits the circumstances where the state can act against the teacher's wishes. Disciplinary action is a clear exception to a teacher's otherwise protected right to reject transfer. Question number 9. Teacher D taught for 10 years in a public high school and voluntarily resigned without receiving any gratuity or benefits. She is now applying for a teaching position in a private college. Which legal instrument should she refer to regarding the requirements for her professional license? A. RA 7722. B. RA 7836. C. BP 232. D. RA 4670. Correct answer. B. RA 7836. Why B is correct? The question is about the requirements for her professional license, the basis for all teaching, public or private. RA 7836 is the law that established the LET and the requirements for the professional license granted by the PRC. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. RA 7722 created the Commission on Higher Education, CHED, governing tertiary education institutions, but not the individual teacher's professional license. C. BP 232, the General Education Act, not the specific professionalization law. D. RA 4670 pertains only to the rights and benefits of public school teachers, which is irrelevant to her current private college application requirements, apart from her license. Edge knowledge. The license is the universal element. Whether you teach in a public high school or a private college, your legal professional status stems from the PRC license, which is governed by RA 7836. Question number 10. The provision in the 1987 Constitution which mandates that the state shall encourage non-formal, informal, and indigenous learning systems, as well as self-learning, independent, and out-of-school study programs, particularly those that effectively respond to community needs, is an expression of the state's commitment to A. Universal access. B. Non-discrimination. C. Lifelong learning. D. Academic freedom. Correct answer. C. Lifelong learning. Why C is correct? The enumeration of non-formal, informal, self-learning, and out-of-school programs is a clear constitutional commitment, Article 14, Section 2, Paragraph 4, to education that occurs outside the formal school system and continues throughout a person's life, which is the definition of lifelong learning. Why the wrong answers are wrong? A. Universal access focuses on making formal schools available to everyone, addressed in Section 2, Paragraph 2. B. Non-discrimination relates to fairness in treatment. D. Academic freedom, primarily for higher education institutions. Edge knowledge. Think beyond the classroom. When the text refers to learning systems that are non-formal, informal, or self-learning, it is explicitly promoting learning that happens across the lifespan in various contexts, the defining feature of lifelong learning. If this video gave you an edge, sharpen that like button and subscribe to stay ahead.